Right. 2 for 2 on the schedule. That's pretty rare. And my chat no longer works, so I can see you through Restream. I can't see you in the chat that is supported by Twitch. So I saw last time during the stream a bunch of people subscribed, and I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Usually I'd call it out, but I can't see it now. So I'm assuming there's a way I can change that. I'll look into it. Really, it's kind of a moot point. Who cares? But, I appreciate when y'all subscribe. Anyway. Crypto Dale, what's good, baby? Haven't seen you in a minute. How you been? How's life? You golfing yet? What's up, baby? SS, what's good? Yeah, pretty funny how things worked out. Yeah, dude. We got to play this year. If you're coming in Chicagoland way, you should hop by the country club, man. We should play. You got to make it over here occasionally. As we're letting people join, it usually takes 5 minutes or so for people to get notifications and log in, dude. Today is among the biggest days of the year for people like me. People like me being Detroit Lions fans. We've been atrocious my entire life. I'm 37 years old. We haven't been favored to win the division in over 30 years. And it's draft day, so I'm super excited. I have a day set up right now that it's we're going to stream. I'm going to go play 18. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to make a spread tonight. I'm going to make some steak tacos. I'm going to do some nachos. I'm going to be drinking margaritas because, the Lions are terrible. I know this is you guys I don't give a shit. Let's talk about crypto. And we absolutely will. And most of you are from Europe. So I appreciate that you probably are shut the fuck up, man. I don't know how I ended up with a huge European demographic, but I love all you. But yeah, no, for real, the Lions. So Dale just said it. Stop. The Lions are improving. Yeah, for sure they are, which is insane. We're favored for the first time in 30 years and are really looking like we might actually be a threat, which is insane. So for those of you, that'd be it wouldn't be like Tottenham. It'd be like Everton. Kajeka, what's up? It'd be like Everton having a crazy run. Because Everton always gets shit. I'm a Liverpool fan, so Everton always gets shit on and they're never good. They're the second best team in their own city. Being those occasional years where they're they're going to finish top 4. This would be them being favored to win the Premier League. That shit just never happens. They've crushed free agency and have 2 first rounders. Think if Will Anderson or Carter falls to them. Dude, if they do, I can't even. All right. This is not a football podcast. But yes, 100%, dude. That's why I'm so excited. We got 2 first-round picks. Could be insane. Anyway, let's talk crypto for a minute. When we streamed on Monday, yeah, dude, I would even take your boy from Iowa. Van Ness, I think, is filthy. Van Ness, I think, is legitimately gross. All right, so when we streamed on Monday, this is where we were. And it was we had just streamed the previous Friday before this sell-off. And, everything kind of fell apart. And we talked about the 50-day moving average, which was right here. So if you go back even further, yeah, I do. So the previous Friday we streamed and we were here, and it's like, this is a spot, but like really we like the 50-day moving average. And the dude that popped into chat, just like, it rings in my head because I don't like it when people like think I'm a fraud, because I'm not, right? And I think most of you know that. However, dude being like, you just said we were going to go to 36K, when you streamed on the 10th of April or whatever. And I said it would be a landing spot, it would be 36K, and things turned over. So I thought about talking about methodology for a change. And, the whole reason I have my indicator that I give out is to help people with momentum moves. And crypto is so momentum based, it's insane. Okay. So last Friday we were looking at this and it looked like, we could just maybe base and move sideways. But, a couple days prior, I said it looked like a short to me, and it did. Okay. And then you see this sort of like wick down, the 50 moves, we get like a little run under the 50, taps the 50, and bam, we get this huge move yesterday. Well, what's the methodology? Because I think this is where people fall down trading a lot, in my opinion. Like, you have to have a plan. The name of this channel is Plus Expected Value because it's a concept I've always loved ever since I started playing poker. And the idea behind Plus Expected Value is playing odds that in the long run are going to work to your advantage. I saw an example the other day that was like, when you get dealt pocket aces and you raise pre-flop and someone re-raises you, like aggressively re-raises you, should you call? It doesn't matter what you have. Aggressively re-raises you, should you call? And the answer is yes, you should call, because if you do that every time, you're entering the flop with the best hand possible. It doesn't mean it will be the best hand after the flop. You might well lose. But if every time when you're holding pocket rockets, someone re-raises you, you call, because more than 50% of the time you're going to win. And that is the Plus Expected Value play. All right? It's the name of the show. It's why I like it. I take that approach into trading. And you have to think on a long-term time horizon. Okay? So when I said, this might be a landing spot, it's because I had two reasons. And two reasons on a daily time frame are more than most traders use to enter positions every day. There was this support zone and the 50-day moving average. You get the support zone and the 50-day moving average, that's not nothing. But I didn't love it. That's why I said I didn't think it would hold. In fact, I even posted in the Telegram the other day. I was like, this would be spot one, but really where I would actually enjoy it more would be down here, because there'd be a bunch of other reasons. It'd be channel bottom. You'd probably have an oscillator reading where things are oversold for a while. You get a pretty hard bounce, and then you could short this breakdown underneath. But really, like, this is a percentage play that is, probably close to whether or not it's going to work out. But the point is, when you trade and you trade in a way that is controlled and you know where you set your stops, what we ended up saying was, in fact, I posted it in Discord. I posted it in Discord. And by the way, I think, yeah, okay. By the way, I'm going to start posting weekly updates on Discord just for people that are supporters, because I appreciate y'all. I posted in the Discord, this would be the trade. As it was happening, I think the bar was like literally right here. The trade would be this breakout. Balls, hold on. There we go. Whenever you set this like double top area, a break of that is an ABC long. It's an ABC long, okay? It's literally a trigger. It's one of the things that I've talked about forever and most people don't know. But it's a way to enter with a stop in place, which is what most people are missing. Where is my extra fucking letter? For God's sakes. All right, we'll just do another one. It's going somewhere. Text. Here. There we go. B. Shut up, Jasper. There we go. A, B, and C. Okay. This is an ABC long trigger. If Jasper will fuck off. And it's not an amazing trade, okay? It's not one of those things where you go, oh my God, I had the tightest stop ever. However, yeah, dude, yeah, it does feel that way. Like my control CV shortcuts aren't working, so I need to figure out what's going on there. And as we've mentioned before, this sets the pivot. If you get a higher low of any capacity, which we did, then if you take out that highs, that's the long, and the stop is underneath the low that came in between A, B, C. So you long on C after you break the area, your stop loss is B. It's a pretty easy trade, okay? And I said, look, if we get the here, then you probably can look at retesting the highs, which is over a 5-hour trade, if it gets there. It hasn't gotten there yet. So far, from the bottom, though, a 3.74 hour trade. It's a really good trade, okay? More than most people. I like to try to stick to 5 hours, and if we actually got to re-challenge the high, look at that, 4.99. Even after the breakout comes, you didn't thread the bottom. You put yourself in a situation to where you know where your trade is invalidated and where you know that there's a target that's reasonable, because we're not even talking about new highs. We don't need it to break out. We need it to get back to where it was, which you probably would reject. But once you catch the nice move, you can just kind of set your stops and be done. And if you look, it essentially came down to exactly where the stop would have been. So, it depends on what exchange you are, whether or not it would have actually worked. So, the name of this stream is Let's Talk Methodology, because you have to find places that make sense for a long to be executed or short, and then back it up with entry triggers. This is a 4-hour entry trigger. It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. So 2 reasons is not enough. Usually you want more, which is why I didn't love it. But, it's something. And then I have an exit. I've said to you guys before that I think that if all you did was play horizontal support and resistance, you'd outtrade 90% of the market. And I stand by that. Okay? Because this would have been it here. Let's erase all that stuff. I'll even erase my pivot, my marker. Okay. Go here. Let's create a horizontal. There. Sure. I got to change my formatting. One side and the other side. Think of that as a range. Buy here, sell here. Don't ever think anything different. I'll even take off that. Okay. And your stop loss is below kind of like the local support area. Maybe there. And break it on the other side. It's the easiest trade in the fucking world. But everybody's like, oh, I got to put the Bollinger Band on there. And, my oscillator reading's off. The RSI didn't look great. And, Jared's MACD was flashing me different colors. So I'm on a long mid-range. And if you're long in mid-range, you're getting chopped up like crazy. It's always funny. You can always tell when people are new to trading because they're like, this fucking chop's brutal. And it's like, no, you're just picking dog shit places to long. Van, what's up, my guy? What is up? Good to see you. As always. So, methodology matters. It's why I always start with time frame. Always, always, always start high time frame and drill down. If you do anything other than start high time frame and drill down, then you're going to lose money. And it's how more often than not we get these trades right, because it's not necessarily that like I'm doing anything that's like earth-shatteringly different. It's just very easy to look and say, these are important spots on the weekly. And the way you know that it's not a good trade, because I know you've all done it. Every single one of you has put on a trade before that you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just do it. Okay, we've all done it. I've done it. I'd do it. Okay, I do it with probably a smaller amount of my stack than you do, but we've all fucking done it. It's the YOLO concept, right? It's the fucking YOLO concept. Like, fuck it, let's just do it. It might work out. And the thing in crypto, like sometimes it does, right? So you get rewarded for shitty ideas. But the way that you know that you have picked a shit trade is when you start doing this. Well, yeah, I mean, that probably works. Like, if you have that thought, fuck it. You're like starting to sell yourself on an idea. It's a shit trade. But let's be honest for just 1 second. Shit trades are sometimes fun if you have like risk control, meaning you're not like putting your whole stack into it and like you're accepting that you're essentially going to the casino and pulling on a lever. Like there's nothing wrong with it. The shit works sometimes. It's why I still trade shitcoins. Like I think last week, the week before, I got into like 3 bullshit memes. I got rugged on fucking all of them. Okay, all of them. I think I lost 2 ETH. Yanni, what's up? Usually after a few good trades missed, you start. Yeah, so Yanni's exactly right. It's the psychological game. It's the reason why when people actually ask me, like I get DMs all the time on Telegram, dude. All the fucking time. I wish you could see. I'm not going to do it because it's rude. But I wish you could see the DMs I get that are like, I just want to become a better trader. And I'm like, okay, great. Here's the book, Trading in the Zone with Mark Douglas, because I could literally download my entire brain into you so you could have every piece of technical knowledge that I have and you'd still fuck up. Somebody said to me the other day in a DM, they were like, hey, I can't believe you give away all this information for free. And I was like, the TA part of it is not the hard part. They're just rules, man. You can get Chat GPT to do this shit. Or Auto GPT to do this shit. Look at these trades, man. Tell me when it's a good spot. Which, by the way, somebody should fucking do that. But if you don't have like discipline of stack and discipline of setting appropriate stops and take profits, like if you let greed get in the way, like you're going to lose. That's why I don't care. That's why I give away my alpha. Like this chart here should be worth, I should have sold this for $100 a month with weekly updates. Because that's how powerful this is. That's how much alpha there is in this chart. But, you know, that's not what matters because you still have to know how to play this. Like right now, we are at resistance for the Bitcoin versus the S&P. Are we just going to breeze through that? Clearly not, because we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks sitting at resistance versus the S&P. 7 weeks. Clearly, it's not an easy time to trade right now. But people try to force shit. As Yanni said, like, you know, you miss a few good trades that were ideas you didn't execute and you start like doing like, yeah, it's probably fine. Yeah, you're fucked. I saw some people talking shit about this trade here. A falling wedge breakout to the high side. A falling wedge by itself on like a 30-minute chart, not amazing. Okay, it's really not. I don't even really see one here. That's more like a channel that broke out to the high side. It's really not. But on a weekly chart, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. On a weekly chart, that's pretty good. You can confirm it with a daily, whatever it is, right? So anyway, let's talk about what's happened. It's interesting that we saw this like incredible rip up yesterday and then just absolutely Darth Maul, dude. Just, oh my God, we're breaking out. We're doing it. Yes, here's the long. We got to essentially almost 4R, which is absurd in an intraday move. And then all of a sudden, there was an alert that went out or a rumor that went out that Silk Road Bitcoin was getting sold, or the government was selling something, or the Mt. Gox people got access to their Bitcoin, or whatever. And all of a sudden, you got a move that was built from Tuesday, the 25th, at what time? Essentially 10 in the morning to Wednesday at 11. So like 24 hours of up only. When people are like, holy shit, we're back. It's erased in like a instant. Look at that. Wham. Just absolute wipeout. And then here we are. Because like if you... this is like, you guys are going to be like, well, this is stupid. You can't just ignore parts on the chart. Like, well, you can. It's just, stupid. Okay. If that part weren't there and we just kind of went up and came back down, you'd be like, all right, it's not terrible. So whenever I see high volatility moves just based on the fact that like liquidity in the market's garbage, it's not necessarily something that I look at and go, that's just, this move's over. Because you never really know. And so I try to look at this through the lens of like, what's actually happening here? And what this says to me more than anything is People don't know. Okay? More than anything, people just don't know. And so there's a lot of like sleuthing to be done. Let me bring up this loadout. Yep. Right here. Look at the compression of the Bollinger Bands on the S&P. Look at the compression of VIX. Look at how big the Bollinger Bands on the VIX not long ago were from 26 to 17. Okay, right now we're 19 to 16. So the compression of price, the compression of volatility, is when you start to see stuff explode. And here we go. We got a nice little rip, literally as we're talking. So you start to see more and more volatility. Look at that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see that rip. Bam. But this is activated. Perhaps, mayhaps. It looks like they're going to go for the highs again. But like, you know what's going to happen here? There's going to be resistance here now. Because the people who didn't get wiped out on this already are holding their bags underwater. They're going to sell. I'll tell you where it'll stop to. Right there. 29.830. That's where it'll stop. People will trade and sell that. And then you'll have to see. But whenever you look at this level of compression and volatility, you got to make contingency plans. See, here we go. We're still going. We're still going. I saw in Telegram, not my own chat, but others, they're like, yo, we got to load up on this short. And I'm like, you know, whenever you see a 10% move erased in 60 minutes, like, yeah, people clearly don't have a strong feeling on where this shit's going. Right? Let's see if I can get my 29.830 call live while we're streaming. That it just kind of like settles here and moves sideways. Unless there's news I don't know about. If there is news, I'd appreciate you telling me. Ethereum did the same thing, dude. First mouse. Nice reaction. Didn't get snapped as hard in terms of where it fell, but look at the wick that came down on Ethereum. Crazy. Crazy. We went from 1962 to 1790 in a flash. In absolute flash. But sometimes you just gotta take a step back. What do we have here? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. I mean, it's a trend on the daily on Ethereum. It's a trend on the daily on Ethereum. This is the most concerning part to me right now. Okay. That is a channel. This is a deviation or a breakout attempt to the high side, and they're trying to reclaim it right now. They're trying to reclaim it right now. If it cannot be reclaimed, does anyone remember what the rule is? If you get a deviation on a channel to the high side that fails, that doesn't break out. Somebody sent me a chart the other day that was like, hey, is this a like a breakout flip confirmation? And it was this. But the chart actually stopped when it tried to come back down, and they defended it. And I was like, yeah, that shit's going to move. And sure enough, it did. But when you get a surrender back in and then a failure to reclaim, that makes it a lot harder. Right? Shady, what's good, man? It's been a hot minute since I've seen you in here. We're just talking about this move, Shady. What do you think? What do you think happened yesterday? Do you think it was rumors? I said it was VIX. I said it was just like volatility. People have been coiling for a move. They started to see something happen. People were excited. They got a little bit aggressive. Some news came out. People were shaky and they got smashed. But Shady usually has different takes than I do. So, but that's why it's good. That's why it's fun. So what do you think? So yeah, that worries me. You saw this breakdown. Not great. Yeah. Compression from OPEX last week. Vol got sold heavily. Snapback was inevitable. Yeah. I don't disagree. I do not see a reason for ETH BTC to stop anytime soon. The first place that you would even look for it to stop would be here. But like they surrendered the 50. These areas are broken. It's either going to 0.064 or 0.062. Our plan on ES got so close. It got so close. 40.70. We wanted 40.50. And a pop back up. So I'll be curious to see what happens. Remember, this DTL is here. The spot that is intriguing to me will be, can it regain the breakout attempt, which I doubt. But you never know. You never really know. SS, self-sovereign. So from a risk perspective, sell 29,830. So I said 29,830 as just like I'm trying to show you how I predict shit. I don't actually like. That's just going to be the impulse response would stop there, and then it's kind of where like the move would have to be decided. So it wouldn't be to me anything that I would sell. Like if you longed down here, then that's where I would justify like taking profit or taking, 2/3 or 80% of your position off the board. And then just kind of redeciding what's going on. So like I look at it from both sides. Where is the next move headed? And for me, this was just like a volatility punch, and we're still sitting mid-range here. So let's see what happens, and look if anything develops, right? Are we going to get a divergence? Are we going to get some sort of clue as to what happens next? And that's where like pulling the context in everywhere matters. Like you're about to see a little mini breakout in the S&P if this is held. This little rollover breakout to the high side, shorts covering should propel the S&P. Yeah, if you knife caught that or played it well, then absolutely. I would not take some off the table. I'm not even saying take all off the table. Just like the problem people have, generally speaking, is they forget to pay themselves. Like if you made that play, then pay yourself. Yeah, if we get a breakout here, then I wouldn't expect to see it stopping until somewhere between 40.30, 40.40, which means that Bitcoin should follow in kind, theoretically. But again, we're just not seeing it in the ratio right now. The ratio, this is the most important chart in crypto right now. The most important chart in crypto right now is this. Because we have been effectively flagging at resistance versus the S&P 500. So are we going to actually break out and punch higher and see Bitcoin really pick up some gains versus the S&P? Or are we going to get smacked back down? I don't know. I really don't. Arb trying to do dirty things. Hey, AVAX landed where it should. Something I always forget to check is Coinbase, and like it just moves sideways. Like this was a nice move off $30 to 80, but it's one of those indicators that like you never really think about, but much like BTCD dominance is worth watching. Yeah, it does. It does for real. So that's what flagging does. I'll go back to it in a second here because I want to talk about this, but that's what flagging does. Essentially, it holds the ratio where it is or holds price where it is, and then allows momentum to reset for a move higher. So it's for a punch higher. It's setting up like it will break out, which is great, which is really great. And BTC dominance is at the top, at range high, okay? It's at range high. Going back to May of 21, we are at range highs. But look where, I mean, that's a enormous move. It's a 5% move at minimum if that happens. What do they say? I won't count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually it is 4 touches before it breaks, but at the same time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom. So 5 on the bottom, we're at 4, maybe 5 on the top. What would you prefer, in all honesty? Would you prefer Bitcoin just like have a run and just like rip 5% of the total crypto market cap? Or would you rather see it reject and go back down to range lows because we would get an alt season? Not really an alt season, but you know, it would be fun. I'd personally like to see Bitcoin move higher. That's me. I would like to see Bitcoin move higher because that would get people more interested in the catalyst asset, the asset that people look at when shit goes crazy. Like if more banks start failing, then this has to go higher, or that's not a very good long-term indicator, right? Like you would want to see this at least here, and then maybe create a new lane, a new zone. For all of crypto, probably Bitcoin, and wash out all the shit. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice reset whenever it happens. It's a nice reset. But like, you can see that this is not easily squashed. Like, we've had a ton of mini alt seasons since this range was established. You know what I mean? So it doesn't even take much for this to happen. June to September. July to September. Where was May of last year? Yeah. That's where I got smacked. The other main macro thing to look at is this. I alluded to it the other day, but this is no bullshit. Okay, look at the dollar. You're getting a double bottom. You're getting a divergence, a bull divergence on the dollar. I'm going to set an alert on this. That's a break out of DXY. And then I would, if I were you, I'd put an alert here as well because these are the lows. Breakdown of DXY. Okay. And then the one that I always do when this is a point of emphasis, but that's the we're all fucked line. Okay, if you get a breakout from here. You get mini breakout here, confirm breakout there. We're all screwed. But a breakdown below 101.5 would be insane. It would be... You would see the S&P at all-time highs. Before long, anyway. I feel like since I started streaming, which I've been streaming for almost 2.5 years, I've been talking about this chart. It's a monthly chart, so it takes forever. Look at the momentum reset, and look what's happened since. 25% move in gold from the momentum reset. I don't know. The nice thing to see as well, and I brought this up the other day, is, you know what hasn't been leading in a while? NASDAQ. And it kind of is now. So, like, that's the one that I, like, this is the chart that I look at every day. And you can start to see it, okay? The local areas are just starting to break out here for the S&P. Look where that is relative on the NQ. So you can see the crosshairs, like the ones right above my head right now. That the S&P is just now there. See where the place I'm holding my mouse on the NQ? We're gone. We're way gone. So you're starting to see risk assets take center stage, which is great. That's what we need to have happen. That leads me to believe that this might actually break out. Because Bitcoin versus the S&P is lagging the NASDAQ. So if it's lagging the NASDAQ, it's going to outperform the S&P. That's a good thing. It's a good thing for all of us. So let's get a little more tactical and then I'll get out of here. This should be like the easiest thing to watch moving forward. Like, it could not get any easier. If you don't want to play the mid-range breakout game, make this real simple. There you go. Okay. Couple ways to play it. Play the pure breakout if you want. If you don't catch the pure breakout, buy the retest. Okay, that'd be a way to long. If we peek our head up and immediately get shot down, that would be short. Okay. And then you can essentially just play this range to range. Very simple. It's not the sexiest thing in the world. But it's the highest percentage, the highest likelihood you have of getting the trade correct. Because I'm not looking at intraday levels. I'm not looking at low time frame levels. I'm looking at where we know there's resistance because we rolled over here, where we know there's support. People showed up here. So trading anywhere in here is this. Where are my tunes? They're on. Can you guys hear them? You can? Shit. Can anybody else hear them? Shady says he can hear them. Dale just outed himself as a boomer, but you know, Shady's no spring chicken, you know what I mean? They're quieter than usual. Fuck. There you go. They jamming. All right, so it depends. So I would just say that, like, if you're forcing anything mid-range here, it's just going to be hard. It's going to be like you're down on the 30-minute time frame. You're trying to play local breakouts and whatnot. It's just not as smart or as intelligent. So if you're thinking about it from a plus expected value perspective, you either play a pure breakout here, which will be very clear. We're in crypto for a reason. It's a momentum market. You know what a pure breakout looks like. If we get an inch past this area, it's going to be insane. Like, it'll be a crazy rip. So you'll see 31 to 31.8 in a second, in a heartbeat. So you can set a conditional market buy above new highs. Okay, you're now a breakout trader. Good for you. Find the next zone, whatever. You see some sort of attempt here that just immediately gets smacked down. You see, like, those wicks that, like, I mean, really this. You see shit like this? Then that's a chance to say, you know, maybe I hedge or take profit here, open a third of my position, a fourth of my position, and see confirmation, and then I get a full position from there. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's fairly easy invalidation. So that's what I would look at. I would just try to avoid onboard trading, okay? If you bought the wicks down yesterday and you're in a good spot, dude, ride that shit until we get to 30K or more. Take more off the table. You guys would say, like, well, Jared, you know, I wasn't using leverage. That was only a move of 11% if you bought the dip yesterday, which is a fucking great move. Well, that's only 11%. 11% today, 10% on the next move, 5% on the next move, guys. Compound interest, it's literally the key. It is the key. The reason why so many good traders flock to crypto is you get these sorts of moves, okay? You get these sorts of moves. Huge move in ES, 3%, okay? It 3%. And we're talking about 5, 8, 10, 11, like, if you just wait. Look at the amount of time that it's taken for them to get this 10% move. It started in the middle of March. Middle of March until a few days ago. They had to hold for 10%. We had that in a day. It's like, I need to get like a compound interest calculator out here and show people like why. You're like, yeah, but that's not sexy. That's not threading the bottom on crazy leverage. Yeah, it's not. You know what I mean? You're just trying to build the stack a little bit at a time. Wait. My wife always gives me a hard time. She's like, you know, you golf a lot. And I'm like, I do. I golf a lot. But I can trade like 5 times a year and make what, you know, 25% in 5 trades by just being patient. So it affords me a lot of extra time. You know? And if you want to scalp intraday, like, I don't begrudge you that. Like, there's ways to do that. We can talk about that shit too if you want. But like, who wants to trade intraday with these sort of moves right now? Not I said the fly. Not I said the fly. Oof. Yeah, low key, that does look really good. NASDAQ looks really good. All right, good shit. Anything you guys want me to take a look at before I ride out here? I got a tea time with my name on it in an hour and 15 minutes. I was planning on going longer, but, you know, we kind of covered what we needed to cover. I like the relative strength of ARB. I do. Yeah, Blur. Huh. Look at Blur. I mean, it could break out versus Ethereum at any time. When it does, it's going to be a nice move. I say when, like it's for sure going to happen. I can't say that. But, you know, it's a nice move. Something worth watching. Less good here. But this sort of breakout in Arbitrum would be another nice move. You probably see it back here at a 0.0008 area. It'd be pretty sweet. By the way, I've recorded now 4 podcasts with Ataxia that we're just going to all like release 1 week at a time. And I posted about it yesterday, but his his NFT project's pretty sick. I actually was able to screw around with it a little bit. I bought, like, the NFTs are 0.02, okay? So it costs like $20 to mint one. And so I minted like 5 and went and screwed around with it with their upscaling with this new AI, like, upscaler and generator. It's super sick. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool. And I'm going to talk about Lens Protocol now because I think Lens Protocol is, like, you guys have heard about Lens Protocol. It's like it's the way social media should be done. And it was put out by the people from Aave. So I bought a Lens profile yesterday off OpenSea and created a profile on Lens. And I think you should too. There's 112,000 profiles right now. But they're absolutely going to have an airdrop at some point in the future for those who have, like, gotten on and interacted. So for all my Sybils out there, you know, you should go take a look because that is one of those things that probably persists the longest, the more people are involved and have, like, a stake in making it successful. So you should go check it out. It's on Polygon, Lens, by Aave. Stani, however you say his name, is really doing some cool shit. And it's going to be really good for Aave, too. Not that Aave needs any additional help. I don't even look at Aave that often. What's Aave doing right now? Yeah. So criminally undervalued. Yeah, remember these times? They were so much fun. When Aave was fucking $650 instead of $70 like it is right now. All-time lows versus Ethereum. Yikes. Yikes, dude. Just think about that. Yeah, I bought a bunch of Aave when it was 0.32 Ethereum. And now it's 0.03. That, my friends, is a poverty chart. It's a poverty chart. Anyway. All right. I don't see any questions. This has been fun. Check me out in the Discord. I'm driving all traffic to the Discord now. I'm doing weekly market update videos that will be posted on Twitch. So if you're a subscriber to the Twitch stream, every Monday or Sunday, I'm going to do a market update video, just a couple of minutes about, hey, what I'm looking at today. I might start doing it more often if people like it. But the only way you can see it would be a subscriber-only video on Twitch. So I'm going to start doing subscriber-only videos, trying to do more for the people that have supported me for as long as they have. So I appreciate all of you. I don't feel like it's a tremendous ask to subscribe to this channel because you can do it for free if you have an Amazon Prime account, and it seems like everyone does. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can sub for free, and I appreciate all of those who do. And that's where I'm going to drive the content. That's where I'm going to put all the things that are cool. It's where I'm going to put the MACD video. So, you know, like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend. I appreciate it, but it's cool. We got a schedule now. This is 1 week down of hitting the schedule and not bending it. Should be good for another couple more. Then I'm going to be in Florida with my pops, but we'll adjust that week when the time comes. So without further ado, y'all, good chatting with you. As we always have, good times. I'll adjust my sound levels next time, but, you know, apparently this time I got it wrong. We shall see. Yeah, SS, good to see you, buddy. Dale, I'll message you on Telegram. I still prefer Telegram. I'm coming around to Discord. Coming around. Yanni, thank you. I do think we're going to see the highest tested again. I do. Just a prediction. I can be wrong. I'll short it if we do. It's just me. Check out Lens. Follow, like, subscribe, tell a friend. I don't know. Do all those fun things that I should say and I never do. Thanks, everybody. Take care.